Hey, what's up? This is Juan Romero, and today the topic is going to be challenge. In life, you're gonna be faced with many challenges in your life, but you also have to be able to know how to challenge yourself, not just physically in the realm of the gym with weights or running, cardio when you hit those plateau peaks, but also mentally. We're going to be using the book Red Teaming and grab some of their techniques that they show they demonstrate in their book, and I'm going to be sharing them with you. So to get this started, Red Teaming was part of a military plan that they started doing because they had a lot of flaws. They had a lot of flaws in their strategies and plans, and they wanted to get on top of it. Just as you might know, if you're in the military, there's going to be lives at stake. And when there's lives at stake, every life counts. So you want to make sure every strategy is on its peak, every plan is on its plan, or else you are risking someone's life. So the author of the books, let's give him a lot of appraisal. His name is Brees G. Hoffman. Great author. I enjoyed his book very much. And so let's get started on the book. So one of the main thing is so to make every strategy, every plan flawless, you want to check your biases, your assumptions, and also fallacy. I'll tell you what fallacy is. So beware of fallacies. This faulty logic is the product of sloppy thinking, or in some cases, deliberate intellectual dishonesty designed to make a weak argument appear stronger. So examples is going to be criticizing the person making the argument itself. For example, that's ridiculous. What to do? The factory guys. What do the factory guys know about engineering? By this fallacy, you're actually not looking at the person's argument, but talking about somebody's external. For example, this guy, someone's giving you the argument, even if it's right or wrong, you start pointing out something he's wearing, like the shoes. Your red shoes are not in style, etc. Something like that. Another example is appeal to age or tradition, basing the argument on assumptions that previous generations were wiser or knew more than current generations. For example, James has been there since the old man was running the show, so I think we should do as he suggests. Another example is a loaded question, posing a query that cannot be answered without appearing to advocate something negative or undesirable. Example, so you'll sleep better tonight knowing that we decided to can't. Let me say that again. So you'll sleep better tonight knowing that we decided to can 300 of our workers. That's a big one. Loaded questions. A lot of people get stuck on that. I know I heard a loaded question today, and it was from a manager at my job. He said, so you don't trust me? One of the workers wanted a better section. I work at a restaurant, and he wanted a better section. And he was doubling that day, and in the morning he had the patio, so a couple tables outside that he was working. And at night for the second shift, the plan was out there, and it said that he was going to be in the patio again. Something that didn't make too much. Was that if you worked that section, you weren't making too much money. It's starting to get cold in Chicago, and as you know, the Windy City can get pretty chilly. So nobody sat out there, and he was getting the same section tonight And he was upset about that, so he confronted the manager. He asked him if he could get a section inside, even though and especially because he asked him because he has a lot of seniority. So he was like wondering why they gave him the section outside, knowing that he wasn't gonna get too much money today, because you're not gonna make too much tips on a cold day in a patio. And he asked the manager, like, oh, why can't I get something inside and stuff like that. And he kept arguing the status quo, and the manager came to a point where he said, oh, so you don't trust me? If he would have said, yes, I trust you, he wouldn't have got his way. And he would have said, no, I don't trust you. And not just not getting his way, but he also they were also ignoring the problem. What was the problem? He was getting the same section, something that someone of seniority shouldn't be getting, and even in general, a person shouldn't be getting the same section because you're not making money in the morning and at night. So it was great. So if he would have answered no, then it would have been seen as something disrespectful towards the manager, supposedly. So that's a loaded question. Let's tackle some other problems. Some other fallacies. So hasty generalization. To make assumptions based on insufficient evidence. Example, the focus group didn't like our protocol, so there's clearly no market for the product. So this is kind of like the group think mentality. When anything that goes group think, just because a couple people said it, you might also want to tag on based on the peer pressure, and that's also a fallacy that you should not go by. And then we got the literally. After this, therefore, because of this, to assume that one thing simply because it occurred it before. Example, people don't like the new color. Sales started to go down right after we introduced it. So this is making an assumption based on something that happened prior to something else. And now let's get into assumptions, grand old assumptions. So assumptions are something that may be true but cannot be proven to be true at this time. Ideally, assumptions are simply facts that are not true yet, but will become true in the future. Too often, however, assumptions are nothing than wishful thinking. Are nothing more than wishful thinking. That's right. So assumptions can be based on someone's own past, own set of mindset. And if you start throwing out assumptions, so if somebody is trying to open, you see someone in the street trying to open the door of a car and trying to use, like, sometimes you leave your key in the car and then you lock yourself out. And you're like, what the fuck? You locked yourself out. You're throwing a temper tantrum and you're trying to figure a way to get in. Sometimes you see those people trying to use like those steel little hangers to try to unlock the car and get back in the car. And let's say you're walking by one day and you see somebody trying to do that, wearing painted pants, a torn shirt. You might start assuming, just because you see someone with not the ideal outfit, that he or she is trying to steal the car. That is an assumption. It may be true, but it also may not be true. Now, if you go in trying to being negative and trying to tell the person, oh, stop stealing that car, you're automatically assuming that he's doing something wrong or she is doing something wrong, and that can lead you to trouble. To stop you from doing that, it's better to ask a question regarding like, oh, can I help you? What's going on? Try to investigate by asking questions. What is the situation occurring, instead of jumping in with an assumption. So here are a couple questions to challenge each assumption. Number one is going to be, is this logical? Number two, is this accurate? Number three, is this based on preconceived notions or biases? Number four is this based on historical analogies, and if so, are they relevant? So what that question is, you want to make sure that whatever the new knowledge is of the evidence or the facts, are they relevant to today? Number five, what has to happen for this to become true? Number six, how much confidence do the planners have that this will happen? Number seven, if this becomes true, will it remain true under all conditions? That one's a great question. Question number eight that you want to ask yourself is, if this proves to be untrue, how would that alter the plan? Now we're going to jump into critical thinking questions that can help you on your day-to-day life to think a little bit more critically about certain situations. So, what are the issues and conditions of a strategy or plan? Number two, what are the reasons? Number three, which words or phrases are ambiguous? You always want to, when someone uses the ambiguous words, you always want to find what they mean. Never be shy to ask what someone means when they're talking about a certain thing. Number four is going to be, what are the descriptive assumptions? Number five, are there any fallacies in reasoning? Number six, how strong is the evidence? Number seven, are there viral causes? Number eight, what significant information is omitted? Number eight, what reasonable conclusions are possible? And now we're going to go on to techniques that red teaming has given us to think more critically, and also not just techniques for yourself, but also for if you're running a business, if you're running a company, if you're running a team, if you're running any sports team as well. This can all be applied. Check. All right. Now we're going to get into some group and company exercises. So we're going to start off with number one. So it starts off with think, write, share. So you're going to sit down with your group. You're going to think about it. Then you're going to have them write about it, and then they're going to share it to the group. So you're going to start by asking team members to think about a problem or question. And Nick's cards work well with this problem. With this exercise. This technique works well for the team because it makes someone stick to an idea. So they won't be able to change from their first idea to another idea once they have written this down. Because it makes someone stick to an idea or question or a question they want to stand by and prevent groupthink. This prevents groupthink from people wanting to be peer pressure into changing their idea. So rule number one, no one speaks twice until everyone has spoken once. Now go around and share what is in their index cards. Now technique number two is going to be 1, 2, 4 all. So once everyone has something to write with, ask them the question of, how could this plan fail? Why have we been unable to achieve this goal? Where is the weakest link in our supply chain? Who has vested interest in killing this initiative? Then we have, what is the biggest threat to success of our strategy? Have them think about the answer to this question by themselves first, and then in groups of twos. Have them coming up with answers all together for the group of two, and so on for the rest. So you're gonna have them make the answers with themselves. Then they're gonna get in groups of 2, have them discuss it together. Then they're gonna come up with an answer within the group of 2, then with a group of 4, and then everybody's gonna come together and make their and use everybody's critical thinking as a whole and come up with the best answer as a team. So this is a great strategy because it builds up. Now we're gonna go into technique number 3, weight anonymous feedback. Start by passing out index cards, identical pens to each member of group, and posing a single question like, what is the biggest threat to our strategy? Which goal are we most likely to miss? Which of our businesses units are you most concerned about? Now we're gonna go to a technique and strategy that I personally really like. It's called dot voting. So have the team members make a list of all issues and concerns, and then you will have to count issues and divide by 2 and add 1. So you're gonna have you're gonna get the team to make a list by themselves, and once they have their list, you're gonna actually this one's a little tricky. So let's revise it from the text. Have the team members make a list of all issues and concerns, and then you will have to count issues and divide by 2 and add 1. So if all the issues are like 10, you're gonna divide by 2. It's gonna be 5, and then it's gonna add 1. So this is gonna be you're gonna post this like on a chart. All the issues divide by 2 and add 1. So this is the amount of stickers everybody gets. So let's say it's going to be a list of 10 issues divided by 2, add 1. That means everybody gets 6 stickers. Then when it's time, everybody's going to go up and put the sticker on whatever issues they think should be are going to be primary, and post the stickers. At the end, whichever issues has the most stickers, you're gonna want to focus on those and address them further on. All right, this is Juan Romero, and I'm gonna be tuning out. And check me for my next video. It should be great. Peace.